Linda asked if she would be fired if she didn't choose a different shift, and UPS labor manager Joe Brown stated, "I didn't say that yet." Linda asserted that she was 100% innocent and that everyone else was lying about what had happened. UPS day sort manager Dan Kelly then clearly stated, "I believe you, Linda."
So I don't know why somebody doesn't do something about the issues down there. Their solution is to fire both me and the person who alleges violence. Yet nobody has seen me do violence. Nobody has punished me for violence behavior. Nothing.
On Tuesday, January 14th, both Linda and Michelle were pulled into a meeting along with myself, UPS labor manager Joe Brown, UPS human resources manager Mike Arndt, and UPS day sort manager Dan Kelly. At this meeting, both Michelle and Linda were told that the company was tired of dealing with them and their issues, and that they would be giving the option of each of them moving to different shifts because they could obviously no longer work together. Michelle stated that since she had the most seniority, that she would like to stay on the day shift. She was told that neither of them could remain on the day shift. Michelle then said that she would move to the preload shift in order to put all this behind her and keep the job that she needs. Linda then stated that since she was 100% innocent, she would not move to any different shift. We then took a caucus, and when the company came back in, Michelle informed the company that she was willing to move to the preload shift and that Linda could stay on the day shift as long as Linda wouldn't double shift on the preload, so that she would not have to work with her at all. Linda then stated it was her right to double shift and they could not take that away from her, and that they would have to fire her. The company then stated that either both of them moved or there was no deal. After Linda refused to move to a different shift, the company terminated both Michelle and Linda and took their ID badges and escorted them from the property, and neither has worked since.
On the second page of the brief, it states in the middle, it says, as Matt talks about how the meeting went on January 14th, it says, we took a caucus, and when the company came back in, Michelle informed the company she was willing to move to the preload shift and that Linda could stay on the day shift as long as Linda wouldn't double shift on the preload. Well, the issue there was that they came back and said that, but the situation was is they neither of them could work on the day shift. They needed to separate themselves completely and work on different shifts for this process to rectify itself.
On the record?
Still on the record in cases number 1 and number 2. Would you please read those decisions into the record, please?
Case number 1, based on the facts presented. In this instant case, the termination shall be reduced to an unpaid suspension.
Thank you.
The grievance shall return to work February 3rd, 2014. The grievance shall be reassigned to the Dixon twilight sort with her extra work opportunity on the midnight sort. Case 2, based on the facts presented. In this instant case, the termination shall be reduced to an all-time served suspension. The grievance shall return to work February 3rd, 2014. The grievance shall be reassigned to the Dixon preload sort with her extra work opportunity on the day sort. Off the record.
These girls have been complaining about me for a year. Violence. And yet I still kept my job because people believed in me.
Because it goes through the presentation, kind of talks about how the meeting went, and Linda was asked if she'd be fired if she didn't choose a different shift, and UPS labor manager Joe Brown stated, I didn't say that yet. I point blank asked Linda, you need to pick a shift, the twilight of the night, because Michelle already picked preload. She goes, what, are you going to fire me? And I said, you need to tell me what sort you're going to work on.
Matt, and I don't want to put you on the spot, and if you can't answer this question, then just tell me so. Do you have any suggestions of the resolution of these two?
When we had,
Because I think you know where it's going to end up if you can't come to one.
when we had the meeting on the 14th, I had talked with the company. I encouraged both employees to accept the moving to another sort and not working with each other. I did work with the company to try to get both employees to endorse that solution, because that was probably, in my opinion, the only solution that's going to work. Ultimately, you see the results of it did not happen, but I believe it was a viable solution put forward by the company.
You need to go to different shifts, is what we offered them to do. And we offered them to go to different shifts by seniority. One person opted to go that way. The other person says, nope, I'm not moving. And I said, the current shift is not going to work for either of you. We need a mutual agreement, or we're going to follow the guidelines of the policy that states that continued violations can and will lead up to discharge. That's what we did.